Yizzo. Hold on. That's too loud. My bad. What's going on, everybody? All right. I'm hot. I'm hot as a motherfucker. I just took a shower and shaved my head. I was in there for about 45 minutes. Hot water on blast, and I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Jason Mikesell, South Philly Tony, Chris Capello, Miss Can't Be Wrong, Dave, Sally, Soto, Ronan 456, Daniel Lorette, Jesse Roth, Hey Now, Yerp, Baby A, Joe Root. Who else we got? BTF. I shouted you out, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, long time ago, I think. I don't know. Let me see. JGB. Campbell Soup. Member for 2 months. Happy Wednesday. Same to you. Thank you for being a member for 2 months, Campbell Soup. I appreciate it. You guys talking about some Diddy shit in here, BTF and Miss Can't Be Wrong? I'm assuming. Sven Larson. Good to see you, my man. Ranger Fan 11. No, ma'am. Hey. Here I am. Late again, but how late was I? Like fucking 7 minutes, something like that. No big deal. Gilded Age. And that's it. That's it. So, guys, today's one of those days where I'm going to kind of rely on you for a topic. I've been on a roll. I've been doing well. I haven't needed that from you in a while. But today I kind of do. No FBS, the CEO of United Health, was killed by a hitman in New York today. What? For real? Damn. Sally, $5. You said you're hot. I thought mad. Good show. Oh, no. No, thank you for the $5, though. I meant have a good show. Gotcha. Planned hit. You're here. That's all that matters. I guess so. Nobody sends me pizza shit anymore, right? Like Tony Pizza videos and clips. Maybe he's just not up to anything worth sending me. I don't know, but it's probably because he talks about me from the minute he starts his show to the minute he ends it. It's the FBS show, but somebody sent me a video of him scooping sugar into his cup of coffee, and I wish I could put it up for you guys, but holy fuck, man! I mean, he had to 3/4 of that cup had to be sugar. It was unbelievable. He's like heaping spoonfuls of fucking sugar. I was like, wow, what a sick bastard. How are you still alive? How is he still alive? I want to know. Why is he still alive? It's not fair. Pizza hasn't really been on much. And it's about you. What do you mean? You mean pizza shows? Because it's the Nick reality show. What do you mean? Pizza asked for 12 sugars at Starbucks. Oh, I've heard him order. You've heard him order his coffee? Yeah, 12 sugars. Jesus Christ. Is there any coffee in your sugar? That's fucking wild. I never understood coffee. You know me. But I would understand that if I drink coffee, I can't put 12, sugars in it or heaping spoonfuls of sugar in my coffee because that's really bad for me. You know what I mean? You might as well just be drinking fucking Red Bull all day or fucking Monsters or something. The world would be at no loss if you weren't here anymore. No, absolutely not. It would make the world a better place. That is what alcoholics do, heaping sugar when first sober. Really? I never did that. It might be true. Little Nicky arrested yet again, challenging grade school kids to fight him as they got off the bus. Shut up. You're not serious. Are you serious? You're not serious. Nick Romano's jail boyfriend. That's a joke, right? Because I wouldn't doubt it. It's like pizza. You guys could say the craziest thing. You could say like pizza, was sent to Mars in a spaceship today. And I'd say, are you fucking with me or was he? I wouldn't know. Nothing would surprise me with him anymore. Same thing with Nick. He's filming himself on the street, getting support and challenging pizza. Said today he's the new pizza. Wait a minute. So What you're telling me here is that he's challenging Tony Pizza, like they're beefing? BTF Phoenix, $5. No anti-coffee talk. I love my coffee. I'm sorry. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, I don't know, baby. I don't know if it is. Whoever gave pizza the 600, it's my birthday. Yes, it is. And I thought about it today, Miss Can't Be Wrong. I thought about it today. Hey, sorry if I missed that. Hey, now. Hey, now. Matter of fact, I might have read it. I don't know. You're wrong. He talks about Miss Can't Be Wrong and I too. Oh, is that right? Yeah, well, he gets all three of us in there, you know. Very angry guy, like we talked about last night. Very angry individual. Just kidding. Oh, all right. In a way, I kind of wish it was true, Nikki Romano's jail boyfriend, just because, it'd be funny if he was in jail again. You should see what I use for cream in my coffee because I'm a made guy. That's disgusting. But that's funny as a motherfucker because I'm a made guy. I don't know who you are, but you are a great character. My brother died sober, had 13 years in a program. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's good. That's all I want, die sober and clean. BTF, when I quit drinking, drinking coffee, you can't now because I can't. Oh, when I quit drinking, I started drinking coffee, can't now because of cancer. I feel for you, no, ma'am. I think about you all the time. They're not beefing. Looks like he wants a beef with him. Nick wants a beef with Tony Pizza. That's crazy. Is that what you're saying? Because I was going to say today that Nick has fought with everybody, and maybe he has fought with Pizza, and I don't watch this stuff, so I wouldn't know. But if he hasn't, I was thinking today it's because he's scared of Tony Pizza. I'm not kidding. I was thinking, well, he'll fight with everybody else, and he's constantly looking for fights, but he never fucks with Pizza. So maybe he's scared of him. Who'd want to claim to be the new Pizza? Your life is fucked at that point. So that's what he said. He wants to be the new Pizza. Jesus Christ. You're going to need to be the new Pizza. You're going to need that pizza money. I think next to gnawing on a ribeye, watching Pizza try to gum a Snickers bar ranks among my life's highlights. I don't even think I could sit through that, honestly. I don't. What did Dave say? No one gave that to him. He gave it to himself. He might have gotten it from somebody. He has donors that give him a lot of money. At least he used to. I don't know anymore. But he might have gotten it from someone. Anything's possible. Yes, Nick is calling out Tony Pizza. All right. Well, I think Tony Pizza is scared of Nick. And I'm not kidding. I think they're scared of each other, but apparently not because, at least, let me say I thought they were. But if Nick's calling him out, then it's Tony Pizza that's the scared one. I don't think he wants any smoke with Nick. I think Nick would demolish Tony fucking Pizza. And I don't think Tony wants that smoke. I'm telling you. It's just my opinion. He just kicked Pizza off panel when they first met. He disregarded Pizza right away. Oh, you got to give him that, I guess. Too much caffeine messes with my head. I've got brain cancer. My brainstem keeps swelling. Thanks you, Chris, for thinking of me. You're going to get me crying. Don't cry. Be happy. We're going to be positive. No, ma'am. I'm going to make you laugh somehow today. That's my job. I think Pizza still has Angel on his mind to just about every time I've seen him lately, he was saying Angel's name. She's John Gotti's daughter. Whether you believe she's his real daughter or not, whatever. She was raised by John Gotti. Okay, kind of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was locked up a lot. But that to him, that's like, he talks about it, that he was with John Gotti and he knew him. In the beginning, he never knew John Gotti. But over the years, more and more, he's told stories about knowing him and being very close to him. That's what bullshitters do, They got to keep expanding on their stories. It's like, oh, that story isn't bringing me enough bread anymore. Oh, he wouldn't say bread. Dough. He'd say dough. It's not bringing me enough dough anymore. I gotta tell this story. I gotta exaggerate it a little more. I gotta shade it. Me and John Gotti went swimming together once, and John Gotti wouldn't take off his clothes, and I thought it's because he was wearing a wire. Some shit like that. It's little Sopranos callbacks to Schwitz. Why did I start saying that? Oh, yeah. He was never close to John Gotti or any mob guy who mattered. So, Angel's the closest thing. That's a lot of these people on here who worship Angel. That's why. They worship the mafia. So, Trolls in Nick room was trying to get him and Pizza the Beef saying he's the gay Tony Pizza. Oh, really? Okay. And he fell for it, I guess. I'm old enough to remember 2 weeks ago when Pizza apologized to Jesse Roth and said he'd stop attacking. Was that in somebody's chat? Was that when he apologized to everybody? Only enough room for the slice of pizza on YouTube, motherfucker. Motherfucker! Are you a made guy? Pizza? I gotta be quiet. Shanna's sleeping. Guys, let me tell you something. Today I'm truly exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. It's very rare for me to run out of energy, but I think it was the cold and wind. I'm a psycho fucking path. I was out there freezing to fucking death. They said it was 38 degrees. I don't give a fuck what they said. Okay. First of all, the sun wasn't out and the wind was insane. I say it was more like 12 degrees. No, it said feels like 29. I think it felt colder than 29. Fucking freezing. I had to get out of there. And then, I always video myself, doing these things in the skate park and shit. And today I had this goal that I was going to make it to the top of this 6-foot quarter pipe, right? I've been working on it for a while. It's very, very tough to get up that kind of speed. The guys who are like great, they know how to pump just right so that they push themselves up the ramp. They could start from 10 feet away. I start from like 30 feet away. And I did it. At least I think I did it. It certainly felt like I was at the top. You're not looking at the top. You're facing the other way. So that's a lot of the reason you film yourself. And I swear to God, this is the highest I ever went in this quarter pipe. I fucking come down the ramp and I see that my phone fell over. The wind knocked it over. So you could literally hear me say, "Oh, fuck," because I realized I didn't get it on tape. So then this kid came who I hang out with sometimes, younger guy in his 20s. He made it 10 minutes. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving. It's too cold. I'll see you tomorrow." So I got in my car and I realized that I didn't get what I wanted to get on video. So I went back in for like another half an hour and I just kept going. And I am fucking exhausted. My body's exhausted. That's a lot. 3 hours a day of riding these ramps. It's not like you're just skateboarding on flat ground. Holy fuck, man. Today I was beat. I went to a store afterwards and I just couldn't even look around. I was exhausted. So tonight I think it might be time to rest because tomorrow I'll be right back at it. I'm not taking a day off. I haven't taken a day off we had like a 10-day stretch where it was nothing but rain for 10 days. That was, I think, like 2 or 2.5 months ago. Since then, I have not missed a single day except the day I had to get my wisdom tooth pulled and Thanksgiving when it rained all day. But even the days that it's going to rain, as long as I got a couple of hours, like if I can get there 11 o'clock and it starts raining at 1, I'm good. I'll be there till 1. So I don't miss no days. A lot of these guys, man, they're younger than me and stuff. They're always taking breaks. They're always taking time off. It's like, oh, my legs are worn out. I'm gonna stop till Friday. I'm like, it's Sunday. Till Friday? What the fuck? Or they get beat and they're like, I need a couple days off. All right, whatever you say. How is somebody in my health? How does somebody with my health have more stamina than people way younger than me? I have no idea, but. Did you know there's a new movie coming out about Nick and Nosferatu 2024 releases on the 25th? Merry Christmas. They always put out a blockbuster hit like on or around Christmas. So I'll be going to see it in the movies. I'll tell you that right now. To be honest, I don't know why Angel lowers herself into even talking to the people she does. I don't get it. With the right PR and people around her, Angel could have done great. She don't even need PR. I mean, you just... she's got a pretty large social media following. If she was just telling, and then no offense to Angel, why do you think they're following her? I mean, I think it's more about her last name than her first name. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying she doesn't have a lot of friends and shit. I'm just saying the majority of people. So if she would have just, talked about her dad and the people she met, she said on here once that she kind of sort of met Carlo Gambino. She was somewhere with her father and he was getting out of a car and talking to her, talked to her dad or something like that. Or maybe he just got out of the car and I forget the story. That was, when she was much, much younger. Obviously it had to be, right? So, it's just people like that. You know what I'm saying? People like that. She had to have met a lot of fucking interesting and very powerful and very dangerous people, without a doubt. Little Nicky looks exactly like Matt from 2005 documentary Dope Sick Love. Thank me later. I never saw that. Maybe I'll check it out. Dope Sick Love. What is that? A couple of heroin addicts or in a love affair? Chris, I just watched your old videos and crack up. I watched a good one a month ago, and as soon as you opened your mouth, I lost it. I commented, I can't stop laughing. Someday I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna start recommending videos. Like, guys, go back and watch this, or go back and watch this. Maybe I'll put them in my community post and say, hey, everybody, in case you forgot, check this one out. Every now and then, though, I want to do shows like how we went over the deliverance video. I want to do shows like that where we just go over an old video. Pete has apologized to me as well 3 or 4 times. It lasts about 4 minutes, and he and I are at it again. That's who he is. I think you meant Cuban. Badabuco. Ah, nice name, Badabuco. Tell Mark to stop the live now. Tell him to stop it now. Tell Mark to stop the live now, or I'm going to his friend Harold's house. I can't do the voice today. I don't have the energy. Tell Mark to stop the live now. I will have the Cuban kid drive me to Harold's place. Stop it now. That's right. Those were his words. Let me see. Of course, he dropped the N-word about 10 times while talking about you and your family. Dude's going to run across the wrong cat one day. Yeah. If he's ever within a reasonable distance of here, I'm going to show some people those videos. I got many of them saved. You know what I mean? And then, who knows what might happen. Yeah, no, ma'am. I've been doing it for a while. It's what I do. Have a good time. Oh, what the fuck? And Romano certified maid, pussy guy. Pizza is scared of me, not only because I am a maid guy, but I am a garden gnome. He won't see me coming. Well, you are sneaky. When you're that size, I mean, you can hide pretty much anywhere. Just creep up on people. Me too, Casey. Casey, aren't you younger than me? I think you are. I skated for years. I hated vert pipe skating. Really? See, I'm a transition skater. That's what I like to do. I couldn't give a fuck about street tricks. When I was a kid, I knew tons of them. But now, I could do a kick flip and ollie. I ain't trying any of that other crazy shit. Pat Travelino, hey, FBS boarding at your age is awesome. Very physical. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, I have a great time. And I have a passion for it because I did it as a kid. I tried skating once and fell flat on my ass. That's usually what happens. That's usually how it turns out. It's not easy. It's not easy. Now, guys, you know me, okay? I could post a pic. Most of you know what a 900 is, right? Tony Hawk, remember in 1999 when he did the first 900? I could do a 900 on video and post it, and they'd be like, look at him, he sucks. He sucks. FBS is the worst skateboarder ever in the history of the world. Look, he didn't even do the 900 right. I mean, he did it right, but he was a little off, or his hat was sideways, or his hood wasn't up, or they'll come up with some crazy reason why I suck. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how good I am. I'll be like, look at him. he did a 900. Now he's copying Tony Hawk. Fucking douchebag. I can see it. I can see it now. Somebody the other day was like, we haven't seen you on a skateboard. In a comment, he said it. Like, that's when I'm supposed to be like, oh, yeah, well, I'll show you it. Now, one day I might, but I got to get the right video done. And you know me, I'm a perfectionist. I might put some still shots up, though. Maybe I'll put some up today. Way up. Way up. Right? And if Angel will get rid of the dingleberries that cling to her. Yeah, oh yeah, especially. Antonino, hello. Yes, FBS, check out Dope Sick Love. They are boyfriend, girlfriend that enable one another. Is that where the girl is a prostitute and the guy, like, he goes with her to where she meets the guy and then he'll just like go off while she fucks him behind like a tree or something? Is that what that is? Was there any mention of the death of Jojo Corazzo? No. When did he die? I know somebody who's probably pretty happy about that. When did he die? FBS, he calls Shannon names. Who? Tony Pizza? What do you mean? Tony Pizza calls Shannon names? For real? Oh, man. I didn't know that. He calls her names. I gotta say, I'm very surprised. I never would have imagined Tony Pizza doing that. Is that what you're talking about, Miss Campion? I never skated, but I do enjoy the pipe. You are fucking hilarious. 2 different pipes you enjoy. He's not elf on a shelf. He's meth on a shelf. About the right size. I wish I knew how to get one of those produced. I actually get a bunch of them made and sell them. Like Nick on a dick. You know what I mean? I'm so old, we didn't have skateboarding. We put skate wheels on a board with a fruit box. Is that right? Wow. I remember my first 900 in jail. I bet you do. Dude, I banged my elbow or tailbone up doing shooting drills for my channel. I don't heal like I used to. Oh, yeah. No, me neither, bro. Last night, little Nicky was showing off his, what is that, chimichanga, fine dining at Bedbug Inn, hashtag act of God. I love that hashtag. Is that what he was doing? Nice. He hooks up with guys and so does she. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen that. He died today, I believe. Wow. What can I say? I mean, he had to be what, about 1,300 years old, right? Now, he was in his 80s, wasn't he? I'm sure Nicky won't be far behind. I talked to somebody about those guys a couple of years ago. Obviously, I can't tell you who, but somebody that's never been on YouTube, I'll tell you that much. I'm stoned, forgive me. Oh, is this about, I'm so behind, Miss Cameron. Is this about pizza calling Shannon names? I'm stoned, forgive me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you must be high. Like, you told me that like it's news. Like, I'm supposed to be like, what? He did what? He called Shannon names. 3.5 years, he's never done that. Listen, if anybody wonders like why I haven't gone to, cave his skull in or anything, I wanted to. Shanna stopped me. I actually tried to. She made it very clear to me that would be stupid because then, she doesn't have me at all. And, then what does she do? She actually broke down and really had that talk with me. It was kind of sad, actually. But she was right. If I ever see Tony Pizza in person, there is no question I'm going to do some serious, well, I'll say hi, we'll talk. Maybe I'll get him a cheesesteak. That's all. I would never do anything illegal. That's crazy. I would never hurt Tony Pizza. No. But he would make sure he never runs into me. You know what I'm saying? He would make damn sure he never runs into me. He talks all that Johnny Mac shit. He talks about those guys jumping me. Well, where are you, Tony? Where are you? Talk that shit after you and me see each other face to face, and then you could talk about the results of that, the outcome. But anytime anybody talks about Shanna, I want to kill them. There's no question. It's the love of my life. But when you got a guy like this who is going to do that because he's got nothing else to say, And he's going to do it because it makes him money, because the people in his chat are sick in the fucking head. They're sick in the fucking head, and they like hearing shit like that. And they love the racism. I told you, it's just like a Trump rally. People go there to hear him hate the same people they hate. The Tony Pizza chat, Trump rally, same thing. Same thing. They hate me, and they hate Shanna because she's with me. And then they hate anybody who's in my life, I'm sure. So he profits off that shit. One day, I hope it does catch up to him. I hope we do run into each other and have a cheesesteak. I do. But with a guy like that, again, you got two options. Well, not even two options, because I'd never make peace with him. Other people, I said, you got two options: kill him or make peace with him. I'd never make peace with Tony Pizza. So it's either kill him or just, there's really nothing else you could do. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. So I either throw my life away or I just laugh at it because it's a joke. Tony Pizza, I told you last night. Why do you think he started talking about Shannon in the first place? I'm telling you guys, this stuff isn't, as simple as it seems sometimes. There's psychological reasons for all this shit. And Tony, I told you last night, if he had a girlfriend, somebody who was an actual girlfriend, he would forget about a lot of this shit. I'm telling you. He would become less evil. I mean, he still might be that evil inside, but he wouldn't express it as much because he'd be so busy talking about her. Look at Tony Pizza. Tony, your life is so fucking pathetic. If you even have a phone call with a guy or girl that you think is kind of, sort of, semi-important, you got to broadcast it for everybody to fucking hear. Because you're a nothing. You're a nobody. Look at how you talk about your own fucking mother. You're not. I'm supposed to be surprised you talk about Shanna? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a done deal. I'm fucking finished with, I didn't have a life with her. I'm never going to have a life with her. She could die today. I don't give a fuck. All right? She don't have the fucking heart to give me a call and apologize for what the fuck she did. And she's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? She's a piece of shit, just like the pieces of shit she talked to on the phone.
Tony Pete's always the victim. Is she supposed to apologize to you? Jesus Christ, you owe her a lifetime of apologies. Look at everything you put her through. Look at how he talks about her. He's going to talk about Shannon. He's going to talk about everybody. That's what he does. And if one of the guys he's getting along with now, so if that goes sour, he'll be talking about them and the people in their lives. He's done it to everybody's family, not just mine. But he does it with mine because, like I said, nobody really cares about any of these other people here. They don't. Look at some of the friendships Pizza made lately. Did his people go anywhere? No. You think if I was willing to be his friend and we became friends, you think they'd stick around for that? No. They don't care about anybody else. So it's me he's got to talk about and my family. But in reality, one of the reasons he started talking about Shanna to begin with is because like I said, it's psychological. He would kill to have a woman who loves him and adores him 2% as much as Shanna loves and adores me. It drives him fucking crazy. Anything anybody else has that he doesn't have drives him fucking crazy. That's why he'll take the smallest thing and turn it into something that's somehow equal to an accomplishment of yours. Like, I could buy a brand new car and he'll buy a fucking $1,200, piece of shit. And he'll say that somehow it's the same. You know what I mean? Like, or he'll meet, somebody like Sarma who never really gave him the time of day other than to let him fucking pet her dog and feed him treats. And, he'll turn it into a whole relationship. They're together. That's his girlfriend. He's a pathetic man. He's a pathetic man who's never had anything. So he's got to bash anybody he hates and anything they have or anyone they have. That's just the way he is. He's easy to figure out. I could show you videos, multiple videos of Tony Pizza apologizing profusely about saying bad shit about Shanna. I told you the one time I talked to him off of YouTube, he called me. Well, no, because he called me a couple of weeks ago. I didn't really talk to him, but before that, it was only one time. You guys know about that already. I hung up on him. Before that, it was one time on Facebook. He called me, and He was apologizing. Shannon was right there. He was apologizing. She wasn't having it. She walked right the fuck away. But he was trying to apologize to her and talking about how badly he feel. I got videos of him. You guys remember saying that I want to send Shanna roses or flowers because everything I said, I'm so sorry. She doesn't deserve that. She never did anything to me. He isn't. See, the shit people like to say about me is true about him, and it's true about one or two other people too. At least one. Okay. It's not true about me. Tony Pizza will do anything it takes to make money. While you guys see me talk politics, knowing that I'm going to lose a bunch of my donors. And I do it anyway because I stand by what I believe in. You guys have seen me do that. You guys have seen me totally fucking just destroy people who were donating a lot of money to me, but then, you know, did the wrong thing or fucking gave me some ultimatum or some shit like that. You know, you guys have seen, everybody's seen it. They could say they haven't, but they have. They all know about it. Just the other day, what did I say? Timothy Sullivan, I don't want you. I literally said, I don't want your money. Do not donate to me anymore. You saw me do it with Pee Wee, John O'Reilly, a bunch of people. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Terry Time slowed down on her donations and made it clear that it was because I used to talk about rednecks. I picked up the pace. I started talking about rednecks even more. Fuck your money, pig. You know, I'll never sell my fucking soul. I'll never sell myself out. I'll never compromise myself. There's no fucking way that you can force me to do anything for money or even talk me into it. I do what I want. And if I make money, I make money. If I don't, I don't. See, what a lot of people miss is I lost a lot of donors because of talking about politics. And everybody talks shit about that. Like, oh, see, you shouldn't have talked about politics. No, you see it the wrong way. No, you should respect somebody like that. Because I believed so strongly in what I was saying and in my political views and stuff like that, that I was willing to lose money over it. I was. Nobody's going to stifle me. Nobody's going to say, oh, if you talk anti-Trump, politics, you're going to lose a donor. I would have said, good. I don't give a fuck. Let me lose them. And I did. And as far as I'm concerned, I weeded out some people who probably weren't great people. So I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? That's who I am. Listen, there's people on here that will befriend somebody who's done serious damage to them with accusations, with slander, with whatever. And they do it because the guy gives them $5 a show. I was even told this by somebody I'm not going to get into it. Okay. Not me. No, it's so funny because everything's my fault and I'm at fault for everything. I'm always the bad guy. So they'll ignore the people who actually do that. People who will, like, for instance, let scumbags fill up their chat just because they donate a few bucks here and there. You know what I mean? They'll ignore all of that. And they'll say that I do shit like that, which I've made it clear a million times. No, I don't. If you're giving me $500 a week and you do something that I consider a betrayal or disloyal, or if you give me an ultimatum or if you threaten me, you could take your money and shove it up your ass. There's people on here that will kiss your ass to no end for that money. Go find them. I'm not one of them. You know, it's so funny. Every day is opposite day with FBS. Everything I'm not, they say I am. And everything I am, they say I'm not. You know what I mean? And they ignore people who actually fit the accusations they're making. You know what I mean? They actually it's a perfect definition for them. You know, whatever accusations are being made. There's people that really fit that bill. But nobody gives a fuck about anybody else on here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Unless it's about me. So Tony Pizza knows that he has to talk about me. If he was, any type of man, and he felt bad about talking about Shanna like he always said he did, he would say, listen, guys, I'll talk about FBS. I'm not going to talk about her. But there's nothing you can't make him do for $1. He'll do anything. He'll do anything. So, and there's other people like that too. You know, several. Okay, there's people that will just fucking, you know, kiss the feet of anybody who has you know, a little bit of money to offer them here and there. Not me. Not me. I look at it like this: if you enjoy watching me, you should donate because you enjoy watching me. It shouldn't. You should be worried about my politics or my religious beliefs. And if you do, if that bothers you, don't donate. You know, sooner or later there'll be somebody to replace you. Pizza is now saying he starts a new job tomorrow. Yeah, for the 90th time in 3 fucking years. Pizza is streaming you right now. Pizza, you're a cocksucking weasel. You're a fruit basket. You're a homosexual homeless guy. You're a homeless sexual, homeless sexual. You get my point. And you're an embarrassment to yourself and everyone around you. And since you're streaming me live, let me just say, fuck everybody in your chat. You're all a bunch of low-life scumbag cult members who are so fucking, irrelevant and so unimportant that you've made a homeless scumbag your idol. And you listen to every word he says and you repeat him like fucking, like anything he says, you guys just repeat it. If he makes up a nickname for somebody you guys use to say, you don't have minds of your own. You're all stupid. You know what I mean? Hobosexual. There you go. A hobosexual. Perfect. You know, they're all stupid. Your people. You're all dumb. You know, you watch him fucking dox people and attack them brutally if they haven't donated in a while or just for whatever reason. And you guys just sit back and you just keep throwing money at him, waiting for it to be your turn. You know what I mean? And you don't even care. You don't even care. Like Sandra, that idiot bitch. She used to take fucking abuse all day, every day, and just had no problem with it. She was always there to start a fundraiser for Tony Pizza. Tony, you're streaming me live right now. What would you do if you actually met a woman that you had a shot with? Now, don't get me wrong. She would look like Honey Boo Boo. She'd probably look like MRE, but you don't have standards. Would that make you a happier person, you miserable cocksucking weasel? Would it, just out of curiosity, fuckface? Would it make you any happier? Would you still be a miserable piece of shit who wishes death on school children and our military? That's what I mean. Another thing, you know, people who forget it. Pizza is talking because he needs to make a buck, and who better than FBS? I told you guys, he admitted this a long time ago. Ash, $5. Shanna's right. Pizza has nothing to lose. You have everything. That dirty fuck isn't worth anything. No, of course not. If it wasn't for Shanna, you'd be a corpse right now, probably, Tony Pizza. You have no idea. What are they going to say? I don't know. Oh, yeah, something like that. Pizza is so hated, the only thing that will never leave him is herpes. If he's even got that, I don't think he's ever had any real sexual contact with anybody. And if it was a dude. Tony Pizza, like, you're talking about my wife. You're talking about me, a happily married man, and my wife, a happily married woman, while you admitted that you haven't had sex in 20 years since at the time you were 56, so 36 years old. Now, let's be honest. I mean, you probably never had it, period. But if you did 20 fucking years, no wonder why you're miserable. Who wouldn't be? You know what I mean? But instead of Tony Pizza, I don't know, fixing himself up, trying to go out and actually get some, he'll just hate on anybody who actually can accomplish that, you know? Pizza just came on saying he's starting a job tomorrow. Yeah. Again, I'm sure Pizza would soil his pants if you ever ran into him. There's no question about it. And not just me, anybody. Tony's not a guy who could defend himself. You know what I mean? Pat, that's what I was going to get to a second ago. Yeah, he said a long time ago, like, a lot of you guys weren't here, and Tom took the video down. I think, well, there was a number of reasons why he took it down. But he was on that show, and Tom asked him, or somebody asked him, like, why he talks shit about me and my family so much. And he said that because when he was on here talking about himself, he couldn't get any views. Or when he talked about me, he got a bunch of views and made a bunch of money. You know, and he said that in the very beginning, too. He said that, I want to say, I don't know if he was going live yet. I think he was just doing uploads. I could be wrong. Maybe he was going live. And he said that when he tells his own stories, he has 90 or 100 people that watch. When he talks about me, he has 1,000 people that watch. You know, and you know, the views mean money for him because a lot of people donate to him. So it's, you know, it's just, I don't understand how people listen to it all day, every fucking day. Like, if you notice, guys, even today, I'm not really even talking about Nick much. You know why? I talked about him for 2 days. So it gets fucking boring. You guys don't want to hear me talking about the same person every day, except for the Angel War, the Gotti Lodrago War of 2022, I believe it was. That was 11 months of pure excitement and fun and misery at the same time. I don't think that got played out to anybody. But for the most part, you know, it's you listen, there's so many people on here that do that. They'll talk about the same fucking person every day, day in and day out. Like, but those people hate me so bad. All your fucking stupid subscribers hate me so bad because I'm everything they're not, Tony. That's why. You got all the jealous FBS dick riders in your fucking chat. You know? That's where they hang out. And when you're jealous of somebody, like they're jealous of me, oof, the hatred that builds. Oh my God. So you could just keep repeating yourself about me and my wife every fucking day, and they'll be there listening. That's why he'll always talk about me. You know what I mean? They don't care to hear him talk about Angel or anybody else on here. Just me. So now he's in a position where whether he wants to do it or not, he has to. He has to. He has to talk about me and my family, you know? He has to. But again, remember, a dude that would say this shit about his own mother, and not to mention the shit he said about his brother and the shit he said about his sister, it stopped bothering me a long, long time ago. I look at it like this. He's going to keep doing it no matter what. The only way to stop him is if I go seek him out and hurt him. And I'm not going to do that. So all I can hope is that we run into each other someday. We could talk it out, you know, talk it out. If Pizza does start a job, I hope nobody messes with him. He sticks to the job and disappears. You're joking, right? Casey, come on. What? If Pizza does start a job, I hope nobody messes with him. He sticks to the job and he disappears. Yeah, okay. What? Bro, there's no chance of that. There's no chance. There's more of a chance of oh, if I didn't want, oh my God. If I was willing to talk about certain people right now, I could say some funny shit. Oh, fuck me. There's no chance of it. That's all I'll say. We know that. You know what I mean? First of all, he's not starting a job tomorrow. And secondly, even if he was, he probably wouldn't even make it through the shift if he even showed up. Remember that one time he swore he had a job. He swore up and down at a pizza place. He had a job. He was starting on Monday. Monday he was starting. He just needed a little bit more money to carry him through the first couple of weeks till he gets a paycheck. Like as if you have to wait, you know, like as if they withhold your first 2 weeks now. So whatever the fuck bullshit he used to say. That's what he would talk about. You know, he would say how he just needs enough money to last him the first couple of weeks till he starts getting paid and he'll be good. And he would do that because then you get a bunch of people like Tony Pizza. They're all stupid. So they're like, oh my God, look, we finally get a break. We just got to give them enough money to get through the next couple of weeks. So they give them a bunch of money, and then there's no job. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. It turned out I had to have 3 interviews with 7 different people, and they all had to agree to hire me. And one of them at the last minute got a phone call from the woke joke FBS. Fucking Devato eater believed him when he said that I'm a homeless bum, whatever. He would always have some excuse. When he said he was getting a job at the pizzeria, he fucking showed up in a parking lot of a pizza joint. And he went live and he said, I'm not starting my job. I was supposed to start at 5 or something. And I had to call Tom LaVecchia. So in other words, I had to start at 5, but then I realized I got to call Tom. So I'm just going to have to let this job go. I mean, Tony Pizza, you're a fucking joke. Why don't you surprise everybody and actually go get a job? Oh, is that one? Dope sick love. I'm gonna have to watch that later. Pizza says horrible shit and then says we twisted how. LOL, those are your words. Pizza. Yeah, they are. He's stupid. Pizza now saying he's oh yeah, that's the one I read, I think. No one should speak of their mother that way, regardless. Just say nothing. I agree. He has talked really bad to his mama and about her, and as far as I can tell, is a good woman. Oh, she is a go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't blame her for, him being who he is. Guys, you want to donate? I'd appreciate it. We got 4 super chats equaling 3 super chats equaling $15. You gonna let me go out like that? Wait, what is this? RLR, that's what I mean. You see what I'm saying? How they just see whatever they want. I haven't. Last night was the first show I did about pizza in at least, I'd say 2 weeks. I've been talking about I was fighting with one guy. I was kind of sort of fighting with another guy. I've been focused on Nick for a couple of days and his bullshit situation. RLR, you're one of those guys that just says things. 80% of the time I'm on here, I'm not talking about pizza. But pizza wants my attention today, so why not? I'll give him a little. He's streaming me. Fuck it. And don't worry about what I'm doing, RLR, you faggot. Go do something with yourself. You're probably in the same boat pizza's in. This guy is watching me all day and telling me he thinks I'm obsessed. You obviously don't like me and you watch me constantly, but I'm the one that's obsessed. You realize how stupid you motherfuckers are? This is why you follow people like Pizza. Because you're just as dumb as he is. Matter of fact, he's smarter than you. The Sons of Italy? FBS, take a look at Tony's title on the show. Pizza, the fucking idiot, does not know how to spell tomorrow. Fucking moron this guy is. Is this really the Sons of Italy? Hold on. There we go. That's how I take care of that. All right, let me get down here. I'm lucky if I get one troll in my chat. No fucking scumbags. Pay me off. I want in on asshole money. Wait, what? I'm lucky if I get one troll in my chat. No fucking scumbags pay me off. I want in on asshole money. Oh, I gotcha. Well, then you have to put up with all this horse shit. If I was in the USA, I'd be Republican, not because of Trump, but I still hung around after the Magna. What does that mean? I don't know what you mean. $5 will get you a one-night stay at the Bed Bug Inn. That fucking place. I was thinking about that hotel room today. That picture somebody sent me last night. Christ almighty. And it doesn't even bother Nick. Nick is one of those people. Oh, okay. Nick is one of those people that like you listen, he's a spoiled brat his whole life, right? So you know he's not comfortable in that room. He's not comfortable in that room, but uh he'd rather be homeless on the street with nothing and still be uh able to act like an asshole. You know what I mean? And do scumbag shit rather than, just adjust a little bit or change your behavior slightly and be able to be in a comfortable situation. You know what I mean? He'd rather have nothing. That's how committed he is to being an asshole. All the assholes that know FBS won't bought, I can. It's Christmas. Hit me up. The assholes that know FBS won't be bought. You mean? Yeah. $5 will get you a 4-hour stay at the bed. But didn't I just read that? What the fuck am I doing? All the assholes who know FBS won't be bought. I can be bought. Hit me up. Dirty deeds done. Okay, now I see. You completed the comment there. He's jealous of all the girls. They get more D than him. He's jealous of everybody, and why wouldn't he be? You know what I mean? And meanwhile, Tony has the resources to get his life together. Like, in other words, you can do it, but you choose not to. So why are you mad at people who do have their shit together? If if you were really dealt a bad hand and you've been on the balls of your ass forever and you never have more than a few bucks in your pocket and you got to use that just to keep yourself alive. You buy food and water, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, I guess I understand you being angry at the world, even though it was your fault to begin with. But pizza can get tens of thousands of dollars, and he'll never do anything with himself. It's quite astounding, honestly. I'm going to start interviewing homeless people and say, let me ask you something. If I gave you a YouTube show and you were able to make that even, and this is low for pizza, way low, $1,000 a week. Fuck that. $400 a week, $500 a week. What would you do with yourself? And you know exactly what they'd say. The majority of them, right? What any of us would say if we were in that predicament. Oh man, I'd rent myself a room. I'd get some clothes. I'll try to get a job, get on my feet, then maybe get a car. Of course. Tony Pizza's like, listen, guys, whether you give me $10 today or 10,000, I'm going to be nothing tomorrow. Just like I'm nothing today. I'm still going to be homeless. If I have a car, it's going to be a piece of shit that my mommy probably bought for me. That's another thing. Pizza. How about you critique yourself every now and then? How do you look at your simps and these scumbags who support you, content creators and fucking trolls in chats and everything else, and say, really act like and talk like I ain't shit. When you know goddamn well that at 56 years old, you had to basically force your mother to give you 10 grand so you could just squander it and get yourself a piece of shit car that you constantly need repairs on. So you got to keep begging people for money for those. Like, how do you live what you're saying? Guys, if I was fucking my age, if I was 40, if I was 35, if I was 30, if I was 25, and I had to go to my mother for anything, I'd kill myself. Simple as that. I'd say, okay, Chris, you're not good at life. You can't do this. There's too many years left. You're not going to be able to make it. But Tony Pizza's like, yeah, I just got my mom for 10 G's, and he feels like some sort of accomplished human being. He feels like he just at least got over on her. Look what I did, guys. He treats it just like most people would treat, getting a job, saving their money, and then having 10 grand saved or something. Like he did something. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Clean himself up. I've heard of boho chic. but I'm pretty sure hobo chic isn't a thing. Not yet. My favorite line is, I'm on Netflix. FBS isn't on Netflix. No, I'm also not living in a camper, and I'm also not, toothless, and I'm also not smelly and stinky and ugly and fucking dirty and a guy who needs, again, to take money off of his mother, or to come on YouTube and constantly give people a list of bills they need to fucking pay and tell them everything I need in life over and over and over. No matter how many times they buy it for me, just keep needing it over and over and over. No matter how many times they give me money for an apartment or a car, keep needing it over and over and over and over. Listen, if the deal was, Chris, you could have been on Bad Vegan, but you'd be in Tony Pizza's shoes now, or you could not ever be on Netflix, but you'll be exactly who you are till the end of eternity, I'd say it's a no-brainer. Fuck Netflix. Fuck it right in the ass. It's exactly what I would say. Who needs Netflix? Fuck that. Oh, shit. Oh, somebody just sent $5. They want to remain anonymous, but they said, let Pizza know he smells like dog shit. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, you smell like dog shit, Tony Pizza. I'm on Netflix. You're on Netflix humiliating yourself. Tony Pizza, you're not on Netflix as like some fucking winner of any kind, some successful person. You're on Netflix dressed as a gay vampire, crying over a chick that would never in a million lifetimes even so much as kiss you on the lips. Never. That's what you are on Netflix. You made an asshole out of yourself. Some of you guys weren't here. So let me tell you a little backstory, the history of the whole Netflix thing. For a year, at least a year, he was telling us that he's going to be on Netflix and they're going to tell his whole story, his whole mob story and this is what he kept saying. I only came on here because I want people, when they see Netflix, I want them to understand my story. There was no story. The story was, you were a homeless guy who sat on a milk crate outside of Sarma's building, waiting for her to walk by with her dog so you could feed her dog treats and try to, get in with her in some way, shape, or form. And then she felt bad for you. So at night, while you were waiting outside of her restaurant that was filled with celebrities, she would walk outside and give you like whatever's left over from the night so you could fucking eat. You know how disgusting? Tony Pizza, let me tell you, when you meet a girl, you want to make the best possible impression. Okay? The best possible impression if you're into a chick. Even if you're in your predicament, you're a homeless, you at least want it. Don't even tell her you're homeless. And certainly don't ask for fucking food. God, listen, Shama, I know we just met, but you think you could give me maybe a meal every night after the restaurant closes? Because I'm starving to fucking death over here. Not a lot of people are throwing change in my cup lately. Oh my God, Tony, this is how you kick game to a girl? Our first date will be me waiting outside of your restaurant for some leftovers. Okay, the second date will be me doing the same thing. And after that, who knows? Maybe one day you could store my winter clothes for me in your closet, because that's another thing. This fucking bum had to ask Sarma, this drop-dead, gorgeous, beautiful, smoking hot chick who hangs around like Owen Wilson and Alec Baldwin and Howard Stern all fucking day, if she could store his winter clothes. My God, Tony. Holy shit. I don't know. Tony has a backwards view of the world. You know what I mean? I know how I'll get in with her. I'll tell her that I'm nothing in life. I'll tell her I'm a complete and total failure, that I have no means of feeding myself, clothing myself, or keeping a roof over my head. She'll feel bad for me, and then maybe she'll let me sleep next to her some night. Fuck out of here. I remember when she came to New York and you accosted her outside her fucking building, and she like had no choice but to hang out with you. So she allowed you to go in her building, but she made you wait in the lobby for 3 fucking hours because she would not allow you up to the apartment. And then what do? You come on later that day getting all teary and shit, talking about how much you love her. Oh my God. Pizza says you're making up stories. Well, when he was scooping, like 9 pounds of sugar into his coffee this morning, somebody sent me a clip. I didn't hear him talking about me, but I heard him say, as soon as you start making up stories about people, you lost, something like that. And he's making up stories about me. I assumed he was talking about me. Yeah, I'm the one making up stories about you. Yeah. My whole existence on here has been nothing but people making up stories about me. And you're one of them. This is the guy who, when I went to Florida on a fucking plane, by the way, he said that I was meeting SoFlo to come back with, mad kilos of cocaine on a fucking plane in 2020, 2, 3, and 4. The guy who says I scam people while he's scamming people. And by the way, any of you dickheads, people have been doing this for years. I'm a scam artist. FBS scams, FBS scams. FBS is a scam artist. Just name one scam that you could actually prove is a scam, or that you could even make a really good case for. There's nothing. Yeah, you went with that mama dying horse shit, and look, I played that recording, and that's over for you. You'll keep saying it, but I won't even respond to it anymore because I made my point. And I proved, like I do always, that no, what you're accusing me of is absolutely not true, and I was telling the truth from the very beginning. So a lot of these people are a lot of different things. But they all say one thing. They have one thing in common. They'll all say FBS is a scammer. Meanwhile, they're the ones scamming you, and you can't possibly say that about me with a straight face.
Showed up to meet the boss, and as soon as he looked at me, he goes, "You're hired." As soon as he saw me, he goes, "I can see you want to work. You're hired." Like that.
He hasn't said what he's doing, but he's saying he has a job. Leon McCarthy. You're such a good dog, Leon. Thank you. 5 Fat Bald-Sicilian memberships. That's great. Thank you, brother. Came in right at the end there. Appreciate you. I got to get going in a few minutes. Leon, you're such a good dog, though, and I really hope that one day you break free from him, and maybe you can come visit me in Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. I love you, Leon. Roof. Leon McCarthy. Should I order a pizza for dinner tonight? LOL. Oh, my God. I guess. I mean, you still got to be able to eat pizza, right? You just might have to throw up a little bit. All right. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Why not? It's fucking exercise. It's a good time. Keeps your mind off things. You get outside. Fucking wonderful. It opened up a whole new world to me. I am so fucking happy. So fucking happy since I started doing this. No bullshit. Let me see who got them. Stevie the Gypsy, Matty G, SPK, Compost Kendrat. I don't know who that is, and Winter Cartagena. I know at least 3 of those people. And those 3 are good people. So awesome. And I might know SPK, but I'm not sure. I don't know if he's a good guy. I don't think so. I don't know. But thank you, Leon. All right, guys, listen. Oh, you just said that everybody in Pizza's chat is jealous of you and wants to be you. Well, Paulie Walnuts was in Pizza's chat this morning. Pizza gave him a wrench. Facts. Facts. Is Paulie jealous of you? Be real. I don't know, boys' room, but that's where people go when I get rid of them. And I blocked Paulie Walnuts. I made a huge community post about him a few weeks ago and blocked him from this chat. And he was still coming in here like every day, boys' room. So, you know what I mean? You know how many people I can name that have all of a sudden become cool with Tony Pizza because I don't want nothing to do with him anymore? We know this is a regular thing, whether he's jealous of me or not. I don't fucking know. That's a stupid thing to say. So I say everybody in his chat is jealous. So you say that, well, if somebody just joined his chat this morning, that means they're jealous of you too. Okay, whatever you say. Holy shit. Look, Mark Gaskiewicz. That's positivity, regular guy, douchebag, fucking ugly creature. Look at what he said. He said, that's one thing Saccio was right about. FBS is a loser. Mark, give me a day or two and I'll pull up the documentation from the little bit of trouble you got in when you were living in a neglected property that was in such bad shape that it had to be demolished because you're such a fucking animal the way you live. Who's a loser, dickhead? Look at your face. You're a Tony Pizza simp. Who's a loser, dickhead? Holy shit. Frankie the Fixer, can he see the beautiful solid oak cabinets behind you that he doesn't have? This is what I mean. Frankie the Fixer, I don't even know if he's trolling Pizza with that comment. If you're talking about me, what do you know what I have? You ever see my kitchen? And even if not, are you for real? In the camper he's living in, I don't give a fuck if they're made out of solid gold. He lives in a camper, stupid ass. Leon McCarthy, member for 10 months. Daddy Pizza is watching. Of course he is. Thank you for being a member for so long. He's such a good dog. My son is a trumpeter through and through. I beg for no MAGA talk every time we talk, but he figures out a way to slip him in. Yeah, they do that. Oh, somebody came in as Pizza's brother. Yeah, good. You blocked him. Good. Regular guy. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. A kid was just telling me a story about his father, He went to Thanksgiving dinner and his father's wearing a hat that says, I voted for a convicted felon. And the kid said to his father, and you're proud of that? Because that's a goofy thing to be proud of. Because imagine if it was Biden, the one with the felony. They'd say, how the fuck could you possibly vote a convicted felon into the White House? You people are sick. In Angel's voice, you people are sick. But it's their guy. So, it's like, I'm proud that he's a convicted felon. That's true, Leon. My house does not roll around like yours. It does not. Peter Martino says FBS is a political dope. You still streaming me live, Tony? I'm going to drop the link for Peter Martino. Peter, if you're a Trump supporter, you should never even say those words. Here, come grab the link. Somebody go tell Peter Martino I dropped the link for him. Can you show me what a political dope I am? Trump supporters are just now finding out how tariffs work and that they made a mistake voting for Trump. People are getting laid off all over the fucking country. Companies are closing because of the tariffs that are coming. We're in the find out stage of fuck around and find out. Like 38% of the incoming cabinet has been credibly accused of sexual assault. Like, I could go on and on about that cabinet, but do I really need to? I'm trying. I don't want to make this about politics. But Peter, come on, bro. Step right up, Peter Martino. The link is in the chat, fuckface. Let's find out who's a political dope. Pizza's still streaming me? Vote around and find out. Yeah. Of course they won't. Where's Peter? Let me drop the link again. Yeah. That's what I thought, Peter. Where are you at? You know, anytime anybody talks about me and my what they call a lack of knowledge about politics, anytime let me say every time it's happened, I drop the link. They never grab it. Isn't that funny? They know more than me about politics, yet they will not have a discussion about it. You know why? Because I'll humiliate them. That's why. Well, real quick, I'm not going to make this a politics show, but I'm going in a minute anyway. Since you guys brought up the pardon, you know me, I didn't believe for a second that Joe was going to pardon Hunter, and I still believe he did not plan on it at all. But Kash Patel, who Trump is trying to make the director of the FBI, a person who has no qualifications to be director of the FBI. But remember, I said, guys, before the election, I said, if Trump wins, he's going to fill his cabinet with Fox News hosts, sycophants, and anybody who endorsed him. I'm 100% right. He wants to make Peter Hegseth, a guy who's been accused of rape and has no experience leading, the military or any large company or anything. They want to put him in charge of the military. He wants to put him there. Matt Gaetz, I ain't even got to talk about Matt Gaetz, a rapist, a child trafficker. Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset. I could go on and on and on. But the Kash Patel specifically said just within the last week or so that he is going to make it his job, his business, to go after everybody in the Biden family. It's going to be his number one priority to go after Joe and Hunter and Jill, and I forget the brother's name, James or something. I forget his name. Okay, so yeah, you're fucking right. He gave him a 10-year pardon because he knows exactly what's going to happen. Those people, they thought they could indict Joe Biden because of the border. And they would have tried, and they might still. So they'll make up crimes to charge people with. No doubt about it. Not to mention, look at Joe Biden's letter. Nobody has ever been convicted of what he was convicted of. He wrote in his book that when he bought a gun, he was high on drugs. So for that, he got a felony charge. First of all, I don't even see how that's allowed. You could just say, I lied. I did not. It was entertainment. I just said it in the book. Nobody's ever gotten convicted for that. It's never happened. And then the tax thing, he paid his taxes late. Something like that doesn't turn into a felony charge either, you know? And these people are quick to say the same thing about Trump's felonies. But so anyway, he did the right thing as a father, and I'm very, very glad he did it. I think he should pardon every fucking buddy. I think he should pardon everybody. A criminal is entering the White House, a 34-time convicted felon, and he surrounded himself with criminals. He's going to pardon the January 6th people. He's already pardoned Roger Stone. Yeah. Here's another one. Trump pardoned Jared Kushner's father, and Bill Clinton pardoned his father. No. It wasn't his father. I think it was. No, it was his sister's. I think it was his brother-in-law or something like that, wasn't it? And Abraham Lincoln pardoned. Maybe it was him with his sister, somebody. So Biden isn't the only one. And here's another thing. Trump didn't just pardon Jared Kushner's father. Jared Kushner's father, who as a way to intimidate a witness. Okay, his wife's husband, because he's a criminal, not his wife's husband. He is Charles Kushner. Okay, he hired a hooker and basically, got his sister's husband to fuck the hooker. He recorded it and then sent the tape to his sister as a form of witness intimidation. Okay. So not only did Trump pardon him, Trump just made him the ambassador of France. Okay, so I don't want to hear shit about Joe Biden pardoning Hunter. Okay, all the pearl clutching is absurd. This guy's going to pardon. He pardoned Kodak Black and Lil Wayne, two thugs and criminals, just because he wanted to get the black vote. He pardoned Roger Stone. He pardoned all his sycophants and lackeys. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear shit. Rusty Blue. What did Wasteland say? Your joke. Your joke? So that you're saying like your joke is funny. Because you didn't even put you are a joke or you're a joke. You just put your joke. Okay. Trump supporter, I take it. Usually bookkeeping errors aren't charged as a felony either. Yeah, just pretend that's all it was, Joe Bag of Donuts. That charge, that's always charged as a felony. But even if you want to say that, Joe, okay, you can't deny that Hunter's charges aren't usually charged as felonies, if ever. Let me see. All right, I think I'm going to get going, guys, because no, Biden said he wasn't, but things changed, Miss Campiro. I told you what Kash Patel said. But as a parent and my kid got in trouble and I could get them out of it, I would. Yeah, Geraldo just said it beautifully. He said any father in the world would do it. And then not even just for his past crimes. He gave him a 10-year pardon. He didn't just pardon him of his crimes. He gave him a 10-year pardon because they are going to go after Hunter. The things they accused the Democrats of and Joe Biden, they're going to do. They're going to go after their political enemies. So anyway, guys, I got to get going. I'll see you guys tonight at some point. All right. I love you. And until next, wait. All right. I love you all. And until next time, salute.